There is a version of childhood that looks completely normal from the outside. No bruises, no obvious crisis, just a family getting through. But inside that house, something is inverted. The parent is the one who needs comfort, and the child is the one providing it. Every day, without being asked. Because they learned very early that the emotional temperature of the entire home depended on them. Psychologists call this parentification. One of the most common and least talked about forms of childhood emotional harm that exists. Not because anyone meant to cause harm, but because the parent was struggling and the child was there. And the child loved them, so they helped and kept helping until helping became who they were. It takes two forms. The first is visible, the child who cooks dinner, the eldest sibling who raises the younger ones. Clear memories, a clear story to tell. The second leaves almost no trace. This is the child who became their parents' therapist, their emotional anchor, the one who regulated the parents' fear, loneliness, and grief, while their own emotions sat in a corner, waiting, unattended, for years. And because it looked like closeness, because it felt like being trusted, being needed, being loved, the child never thought to question it, never thought to say, "I'm just a child," because by then, they had completely forgotten how to be one. Here's what nobody tells you. It doesn't end when you leave home. It follows you into your relationships, your career, your body, wearing different clothes, answering to different names. That hypervigilance, always scanning the room for how people feel, that compulsive giving, that inability to receive without guilt, that feeling that rest has to be earned. These are not character flaws. They are a nervous system that was trained to treat other people's emotional states as an emergency, requiring your immediate response. And the cruelest part? Most people who lived this have no idea it happened, because it didn't feel like harm. It felt like love. Healing doesn't mean blaming your parents. It means learning, for the first time, that your needs are not a burden, that you are allowed to exist in a relationship as someone who receives, not just someone who gives. It looks like grief. For the childhood that didn't happen. For the years of play that became years of labor. That child was not strong, not mature, not an old soul. They were frightened, and they did the only thing they knew. But you are not that child anymore. You were always allowed to simply be there.